We're asked to evaluate this integral, so we need to know what the antiderivative of cosine of x is. And so that's sine of x. And that one comes from just our good understanding of the derivatives of sine and cosine. The derivative of sine is cosine, so that makes sine its antiderivative. Right? The derivative of sine makes cosine, therefore this is the antiderivative. Remember, the antiderivative just means something so that its derivative turns back into your original function. And we evaluate that between 0 and pi. And so to do that, you would plug in pi for sine, plug in 0, and if you want to do this without a calculator, sine are the y coordinates in the unit circle. So pi is halfway around the unit circle. So this y coordinate is 0. And then sine of 0, that's an angle that's right where it begins on the initial side. So that's also 0. Oh, so the answer is 0. Now that can't be right, but it is, because if you were to graph cosine, cosine starts at the peak of its amplitude, and then it repeats itself every 2 pi. That's its period, right? So cosine goes down to -1, then back up. So we were talking about halfway through. My drawing's not very good, but this area is positive. This area is equal and negative. So they cancel each other out perfectly.